course, at this point, a lot of people, at least observers who would lead one to believe that they know where things are at in Washington, they will suggest that President Obama will never run for election again. This is his second term. Mm-hmm. So basically, at this point, he has nothing really to lose. He should be focused, most observers say, whether they're observers more aligned with the Democratic Party or the Republican Party, they say he's most concerned with his legacy. And so at this point, it would seem, from a political standpoint, that there's not a whole lot for the President of the United States to lose, since he won re-election last November, and if he's hoping to have what's viewed as a strong overall legacy when he leaves office in just over 3 years, that even saying some things that might not be politically popular with some people in the Binghamton area, that this would be perhaps one of the ideal opportunities to flex those muscles and show us what he's made of.
I would love to see that. I would love to see almost any of our politicians to stand up and actually speak their convictions, which we have not seen. Yes, he's very obviously concerned, and I'm speaking about the president, about his legacy. The time he took in his first term, the year and a half to pass the Obamacare or Affordable Care Act, Affordable Care Act, was at the cost of jobs and innovation towards improving the unemployment rate, which he's promised to take care of. Well, that's someone looking for his legacy and his outlook on history. Well, now he's a lame duck. He has his legacy set. Whether that'll be good or bad, we'll find out in time. And indications, especially if you're looking at anything in the news lately, the failure to allow businesses to go forward with the Obamacare, the fact that the exchanges are potentially unsafe and insecure. These are facts that'll settle themselves out, and either he'll be remembered positively or negatively for Obamacare. That's fine. But let's have some political courage here. He's a lame duck, and that only gets worse with time. He has absolutely no reason to stand back and not take the opportunity to speak his convictions that he has told the American people in virtually every state of the union he's had since he's been elected. And at the same time, I'd say it's also time for some political conviction from some of our other representatives, like Representative Hanna. He came down to Binghamton. He spoke to the university, and what did he speak about? Small business and improving jobs. He spoke about immigration, an issue he's been on both sides of just this year. In addition to that, what has he done for small business? He passed 2 bills for commemorative coins, and he named a post office. I don't think that's small business. We should expect a bit more. And when we get hollow events, like running down from Congress during the recess to speak to Binghamton University about something he's doing no action on issues that he's taken both sides of, I think we deserve a bit more. Maybe like a single position that he actually believes in.
Tell me about your strategy. Now, it is notable that as you pursue a challenge against Representative Hanna, you are about a year out from what would be a Republican primary. Primary would be held in September of 2014. So tell me, at this point, with about 12 and a half months between a possible primary and now, what is the strategy that you're planning to use to get your name recognized, and not only that, but to raise a sufficient amount of money to go up against an incumbent member of Congress? Congressman Hanna has said on this program, and I had to give him credit for acknowledging just how distasteful he finds it to spend a good portion of almost every day in Washington having to work the phones and raise money. But every member of Congress, regardless of party, that's what they do. A couple hours a day, maybe more, is on the phone raising money because they're in perpetual re-election mode. So how do you overcome the power of an incumbent, even for somebody who hasn't been in Congress for very many years at this point?
Well, The first thing is, let's address the real issue. Why are they looking for money for re-election? Because they're not doing their job. You don't have to worry about getting money raised or and how to sell yourself to incumbents at every re-election if you're actually doing your job, because your incumbents will know what you've done. And as I said, we know what he's done, Representative Hanna's done so far. We have a post office and 2 commemorative coins. But let's look at what's my point of view. What am I going to do? What am I doing right now? I'm speaking to the people. I'm going out and I'm actually hearing the concerns that people have of whether it be some of the charities that are out there who are asking about more help to philanthropies so that they can continue to do their work. Whether it's from individual businesses that are saying, you know what, let's actually see the action on cutting the corporate tax rate so I can keep some of my employees and maybe expand a little bit because I have that savings now to be able to do so. How about we get some real changes to healthcare that doesn't penalize businesses and cause every small business to go out there and say, hey, no, I need to hire people part-time for less than 30 hours because I can't afford the healthcare cost on there. Not that I don't want to, but I can't afford it, and my business will go under if I try. And that's why, and we're seeing those numbers every month in the government data, the BLS data, showing what the growth of the part-time workers. These are things that people are telling me now. Those are the issues to work on.
Do the people you speak with think that one member of Congress can really make a difference, or are they so frustrated at this stage and skeptical and even cynical about what's happened in recent history, being told to say one thing by somebody as they run for office and then turning around and saying a completely different outcome once they've been elected? Are people just figuring, hey, the system's broken, and even a new face from Binghamton in the House of Representatives is not going to make a bit of difference? You would be just one member, one out of 435 members of the House of Representatives.
Yes, I would be one, with one voice, speaking on the floor of Congress, talking about what they believe is important. And the issues that are important to people in Binghamton are the issues that are important to people in Buffalo, in Scranton, in every part of California, the Midwest, Northeast, South. The nation's issues are affecting everyone. And these issues need to be addressed. They need to be spoken about. Why are we not hearing about these things? Because we have individuals picked by the party who support the issues of the party, not the people. We should have had, long ago, a change in our corporate tax rates. We're at the highest in the world, 39.2%. We keep hearing everybody tell us during re-elections they're going to lower the tax rates. We keep hearing that there's going to be help for small business. We're not seeing anyone stepping onto the floor of Congress and saying, here's a bill to get that fixed, because my constituents say so. And we don't see the consensus, and you see the arguments in Congress right now, because no one's willing to say, this is what my constituents are saying, and so are yours. And if you bring that to the floor of Congress, they will vote for it.
Do you think you're going to get invited to President Obama's town hall-style meeting this week in Binghamton?
I would love to speak, to be there. I would love even more to speak about it as both a black Puerto Rican member of Binghamton, as a small businessman, as a member of the press, though suspended for the time while I'm running. But for all of those reasons, I would love to be there, if nothing else.
If you could ask President Obama one question this Friday when he's in our area, what would your one question be? I know it's a challenge. It's a big challenge.
Just one question. I will deal with the question that my constituents are asking. The number one issue in New York State. Mr. President, considering that there has not been an incident of fracking affecting aquifers since 1983, considering that you've stepped up in 2008 and in 2012 and in state unions addresses, Mr. President, will you tell me whether or not you believe fracking is safe and whether or not it should be done in New York State? It's a yes or no question, Mr. President.
Michael Vasquez, who's running You're planning to challenge the incumbent Republican, Richard Hanna. Primary, that would be a little over a year from now. We'll have you back on the program.
Thank you.
It's 9:53. This is Binghamton Now.